Thank you, media, for joining this morning's pregame media session with head coach Derek Fisher. We will get right to questions, starting with Adam Grossbard, LA Daily News.
Hey, Derek, is there any update on TRP for today?
Yeah, TRP will be active today.
Kevin Donna, Twitter Sports.
Hey, Coach, this is your sixth game in 11 days. Not that your team is, looking, past this game at all, but do you get the sense that they're looking forward to a little bit of a break in the schedule?
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's needed, and I think a lot of teams are in need of a few days right now. Like you said, hopefully we can, bring the focus and the energy and be present today, and then, get a chance to take a step back for a few days, after this game this afternoon.
Adam, did you have a follow-up?
No, I'm good.
Kevin, go ahead.
Coach, what do you hope kind of goes right from the last time that you played Indiana? This is the first time you're playing a team for a second time this year, that you hope translates into the second game against the Fever.
Yeah, I think the Fever are, I think Marianne Stanley's doing a good job, and Steve Smith as well. Like, they execute offensively. They get the ball to the spots that they like to get them to in order to operate efficiently. And, my hope is that our defensive, focus and intensity can carry over to this game. Like, this team is capable of putting up some big points if you aren't, locked in and ready to go. So, I think we have a chance if we can keep them in the 70s again and give ourselves a chance to win on the defensive end. In particular, when you're battling a little bit of fatigue, you can't just rely on running up and down the court, shooting shots and making threes. Like, you try to get some stops and, make the game a little easier for yourself.
Tukni New in LA Times.
Coach, we've talked about just the physical stresses of being in the bubble and how playing all those games, but just the mental stress of being there for so long without your families. How are you and the team kind of addressing the players' mental health and maybe your own mental health even, just staying strong from that point of view in terms of going through this season and handling those types of stresses?
Yeah, no, I think that, I think the players have found a sense of community and being in this situation. We have a couple of players that are, married and have, family and significant others in that way. But, by and large, we have a team that, has found a sense of community within itself. And I think our staff as well. We have a number of people that normally would be with us helping this go. But, they can't be here this year. So, even as a staff, we're, I think, relying on each other to provide a sense of, safety and comfort and people that you can connect with and converse with, because you're missing some of that personal interaction you would have if you were at home with your own friends and family. So, outside of that, we have done some things as a team to try and make sure our players know we're here for them, and that there are resources available for them from a mental health standpoint. But, we're fortunate to have, I think, a really mature group and a group that I think has a sense of self that is allowing them to, still connect to their purpose and have some fulfillment in being here.
Last question, we'll go back to Kevin.
Coach, I'm curious, with this being, game after game after game, how much do you go back and look at that Indiana game tape from earlier this year compared to, say, like in a normal WNBA season when maybe the games are spaced out a little bit more? Do you have as much time, I guess, do you spend as much time as a staff poring over previous game films against previous team from that season as you normally would?
Yeah, I think we're trying to approach it in a similar way, like in a normal season format. Sometimes when the games are spaced out really far, that earlier game may not even really matter much. The team is playing completely different. Maybe there have been some injuries or different things that change the way, not just the way they're playing, but how you're playing. I think in this situation with the games, maybe a week to 10 days apart, in this case, 10 days, um, I think there are some things that are somewhat different, but there's a lot we can take from our first game against Indiana that, we can hopefully build on, but also, try and take a few more things away. So, we're still putting the time in terms of watching, preparing the first games, um, watching the games that Indiana's played since then, so that we can have a feel for any things that are evolving or growing within their team that we need to be mindful of, and try and put it all together. But ultimately the players make the plays, and we just try and give them the information that we've collected and gathered, and then they have to go play basketball.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.